Hi guys, my name is Natasha and welcome to this channel. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about personal style, and I just wanted to clarify that just because I'm on YouTube and I've decided to make these videos about outfits and styling and fashion, definitely doesn't mean that I feel like I have nailed the personal style art in any way, or that I am a professional personal stylist. It just means that I am playing and experimenting with my own personal style and creating outfits and having fun with my clothing, and I've decided to do it on YouTube as a creative outlet, something I like doing, something that I feel that I'm sharing with others, just to fulfill a little bit of a creative gap that I've been having,
but also to use this fun new hobby as a skill in my real life, to wear outfits that make me feel good and express my personality as well as my mood. Sounds good, right? But what is tripping us up?
I feel like there's a lot of anxiety and stress connected to personal style these days, and that's just because of the internet, I think.
And it's so easy to become overwhelmed because it's also very easy to gain access to beautiful images of well executed examples of personal style. And there's also so many variations and different types of styles out there, like minimalistic style or the maximalist style, or even the aesthetics trends that come out like cottagecore or witchy vibes. Or I mean, you see so many examples and you're definitely thinking, I could like that, I could wear that, I enjoy that element of this or that. And it is super confusing to take all those ideas and try to bring them into your reality and your personal life. And sometimes the easy option is to actually try to go out and buy exactly what you've seen in an image, or everything's always linked below, and you can always just find easy access to online shopping for clothing or for accessories. And then you also have stores right out of the doorstep of your house where you can just buy more. And even if you're trying to not spend so much, there are options for that as well. It's easy to go thrifting nowadays. There are so many more thrifting stores. So all the easy access, it's actually causing a lot of indecisiveness, anxiety, and even confusion. In one word, we could identify this problem as overstimulation. And the question that arises is, where do we start when there's just too many places to start from?
I thought it would be good just to remind you that limitations sometimes can be our friend, and limitations can actually make us more creative, and you can get out more of what you've already got and what you've already owned through limitations, rather than exposing yourself to more all the time.
At this point, I would like to challenge you to set a hard limit for yourself where you don't buy and you don't gather any more new items in your wardrobe.
Maybe try it for a month.
Take this time to get reacquainted with your wardrobe, maybe even take a little bit of inventory, see what you have, what is usable and what is not usable anymore, and maybe if there is something that you need and you do not have in your wardrobe, just also take note of that. The best way to identify if you are still into the pieces that you have in your wardrobe is to actually try them on and experiment with them. The items that feel uncomfortable or just feel wrong on your body for some reason, this is a great time to just set them aside and maybe think about decluttering these from your wardrobe. You might even be pleasantly surprised about what you will find. Now's the time to make a list of all your real life restrictions that might affect your wardrobe and therefore your personal style.
Using your daily routine as a limitation as well, thinking of what your daily routine is actually telling you, will actually tell you what is necessary for your wardrobe. At this point, you might want to jot down and just make a little list of what your personal restrictions are.
Some common examples are dressing for physical challenges, dressing for different body types, dressing when you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Also, your professional environment might require you to wear a certain outfit or a certain type of clothing, and this can be a restriction that you might want to add to your list. Another restriction we cannot help but abide to are the weather conditions of where we're living. If we have extreme hot or cold weather, then we might need to wear specific types of coats, jackets, or any other outerwear that's necessary. And also we probably need to adjust our accessories in order to be comfortable with the weather, like umbrellas, hats, scarves, gloves, and anything else that might be necessary. Now that we know what we're looking for because we have identified our requirements, this is the time to turn to the internet and search. We won't be doing just any search, we will be doing a reverse search. So instead of just going online and start browsing the things that we like, we're actually going to type in those very specific requirements that we have listed. For example, if we know that we are unable to wear high heel shoes and we need to be wearing flat shoes no matter where we're going, if it's for casual events or if it is for a more formal event, then we can start searching outfits that inspire us that are all worn with flat shoes. Or more specifically, if we only have 3 different pairs of flat shoes in our wardrobe and we are not looking to buy any more new items, then we can just describe our shoe in the search. Let's say outfits worn with red loafers. Searching online now is not so overwhelming because we know what we are looking for, and now through that filtered search we can identify which are the outfits that we resonate more with, which capture something that is part of our personality and that we would like to mirror. Now you can create a Pinterest board with all the inspiration you need for your specific requirements or your specific item. And now this is the fun part. This is where you get to play dress up with your clothing, experiment with different looks, mix and match the things that you already have until you find a combination that resonates with you, that expresses your mood and expresses the way you want to present yourself.
I mean, your clothing is yours. Anything in your wardrobe has been bought by you, kept by you, and you have put it in there, and it's in there for a reason. So I'm sure that if you go through your items, there are some specific items that you probably already love and that you probably might have forgotten about it or might not be wearing now because it doesn't suit the season of life that you might be in right now. But things can be thought about in a different new way, and you don't need to be a seamstress. Sometimes tucking in a dress and making it look like a top, or throwing on a top and making a dress look like a skirt, that's just enough tweaking to make a whole item feel new again.
Just to give you a little bit of an example about a dress that I have kept forever. This dress actually belonged to my mother when she was probably in her 20s, and I've always loved this dress. I have never worn it, but I've been keeping it forever. So I'm going to show you the dress, talk to you about the reasons why I've never actually been able to wear it, and how I'm going to rethink this dress so that I can actually wear it and show it to you. This is the dress that I'm talking about. I do love the dress. There's something about it that just screams how much this mirrors an emotion or something about my personality that I love. So this is a full lace item, and I love lace. Lace is also very heavily used in the bohemian style. And then of course we have the fringe or tassels. It does have like the shoulder pads and the very boxy shoulders. And then it's just a straight cut. It's not like a full long skirt up to my ankles, but it's also kind of between my knee and my ankles, and that's a weird length for me. It does have a little bit of like a peekaboo sexiness because it has a bit of an open neck. It has a bit of a sheerness on the bust area, but then it also has that totally covered look, so it is sexy but not too sexy. So everything about this dress I love, but as soon as I put it on, something is just not right. So the length on this dress is not perfect for me. I mean, my personal measurements and my body measurements, when I wear a dress that is not quite long enough or short enough, it kind of makes me look stompy and short. And then there's a second problem. It is a little bit sheer. So when I'm wearing it, I cannot find the exact right underwear to wear with it. You can always see what kind of trick or underwear garment I'm trying. If I wear like a petticoat underneath, like a skirt that goes underneath your dress, you can see the difference between the top part. It just cuts it in the middle. So it's always been difficult to wear something underneath. And then if you wear like a full thing, it kind of is visible here where it's open on the top. So it's never been convenient and easy for me to wear this dress. So I'm gonna stop looking at this as a dress that I cannot achievably wear, and I'm gonna look at it in a more creative way. I'm gonna think of this. If this was a top, and I didn't have to think about how sheer it is underneath, or how long it is, or even what I'm gonna be wearing underneath it, or if it's gonna be accentuating my stomach or my hips in a weird way, and just thought of it as a top, I think not only would I be able to wear it, but I would probably be able to wear it to more places. So I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I think this would be perfect to be worn with denim, just to like bring it down, or to be worn as a top with a skirt underneath, and just lean into that bohemian look and feel good when I'm wearing it.
In the beginning of the video, I actually showed you the black lace dress with the denim, so now I'm going to try the white skirt.
Anyone can develop their personal style. It takes just a little bit of playing around with. All you need is a little bit of patience, a little bit of time to play around with the things that you might have in your wardrobe.
You look beautiful.
Personal style is basically what you're feeling inside, how you want to portray yourself out into the world, and also it depends a lot on your mood. That's why it cannot be just something that you choose on day one and keep the same throughout your life. Definitely something that is ever evolving. Just like people, we live through different stages of our lives, and our personal style will change and will evolve as we grow.
During this phase of experimenting, don't forget to integrate details about what you like and what are your hobbies into your outfits, especially when the genre of your interests have a large culture behind them of style and fashion.
So as I said before, if you are rock or punk, or if the music you like is something that you would like to express in what you're wearing, it is definitely a good idea to look online to see what elements are there that you could incorporate in your personal style. But I also want to let you know that there is some things that you just should not do.
And that brings us to step number 5, the things that we should avoid and the traps that we can fall into. When it comes to a very specific genre or a very specific style, it's easy to make a few of these mistakes where we fall victim into thinking that we have to dress like a character or like a theme.
Let's say you do like the Western look, you enjoy the cowboy and the cowgirl aesthetic. That doesn't mean that you have to be wearing the cowboy hat and the jacket and the cowboy belts and the cowboy jeans and the cowboy, what are those thingy majigs that go on the boots and go bling 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 and make a noise? You don't need to wear all that stuff, because you are not dressing for a carnival party. You are dressing to express yourself. So if you do like this cowboy vibe, then yes, why not look through Pinterest for inspiration? All you need to do is see those elements that you like. If you enjoy the suede boots, wear the suede boots. Take a few elements and find subtle ways to incorporate them in your outfits that hint to that type of aesthetic that you might like and that expresses you without making you feel like you are dressing for a costume party. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe it can be used as a tool, especially if you felt any anxiety connected to thought of creating or working on your personal style. Maybe just a nudge into the right direction. I appreciate everyone who has subscribed up to now, and if you haven't, please consider subscribing, because I'm trying to grow my little space on the internet. Thanks again, and have a great day. Bye.